Ramadan? And is there any progress in the talks that the U.S. is doing?
So I am not going to make any forecasts one way or the other. We continue to believe that an agreement to achieve a ceasefire and secure the release of hostages is important. We're continuing to work on it. We're continuing to pursue it, but I wouldn't want to offer any kind of assessment. Go ahead.
Thank you, Matt. Can you just, trying to understand when President Biden said that entering Rafah is a red line, and at the same time, he will say we're going to keep sending weapons and we support Israel. I mean, just in English wording, how does it work? Red line, don't enter Rafah. And at the same time, we're going to give you weapons if you enter Rafah or not. Is it right?
So I think the president's remarks were very clear. But again, as I said, with respect to Rafah, let's just wait and see what the plan that Israel develops looks like before we pass any judgment, either on whether it's credible, whether it can be implemented, or what the United States will and will not do. But as the president said in that interview, and as you've heard the secretary say, and me and others from the administration say a number of times, we support Israel's right to continue to defend itself, and that's what that will be our policy.
What about, did you watch the report on CNN inside Gaza hospital? You see the starvation of children. Some images we used to see in Uganda, some pictures we see in African countries like 20 years ago. Now we're seeing it in 2024. Kids are starving to death.
So I didn't see that specific report, but obviously we've seen multiple reports of incredibly dire humanitarian conditions on the ground in Gaza, and that's why we not only have been pushing the government of Israel to do more, and as I said, we've seen some modest improvements, but not enough, but it's why the United States has airdropped its own humanitarian assistance in and is working on a maritime option to get assistance in. Go ahead. Last one, then I'm going to go ahead.
So basically, we experienced dramatically the changing of tone of this administration. I mean, from this podium, Israel has a right to defend itself. People were dying day after day. Today, the tonality changed. We saw the primary election. Some Arab voters decided to say uncommitted votes. President Biden, his speech changes tonality toward what's happening in Gaza. Who's going to hold accountability for all the crimes that Israel committed for the past 5 months?
So first of all, I don't think that's let me just say, I don't think that's an accurate assessment of the situation. We have made our judgments based on the facts on the ground, and that is what has driven our policy and what will continue to drive our. Hold on, I said I was going to go to Matt next. Go.